For the last few weeks, I've had the great pleasure of being one of the players in Natural 20 Games, Carl's excellent Hangout Heroes campaign. I was very happy to be chosen, and I was even happier to discover that the group really clicked. There's an interesting chemistry in the group that really had us laughing as soon as the game began. Part of this is due to Carl's excellent ability to identify the real truth of character and his very elegant use of stereotypes and archetypes to quickly keep the action going and keep us certain of who we're interacting with. Now there are three players in the game. There's myself, there's Hammered Shitsteak, and there's Sameoldji. And the situation is a very gritty superhero setting, street level. The characters were asked to be around a Wolverine or Batman level of power, and in a very criminally active environment, a very large city. Fair enough. So one of us created a character with no superpowers, just the superpower of high training and money, and the other two characters have powers. And the story that they faced, the first situation was a bomb in a school, and the second situation was the interrogation of the bomber. So these are very gritty and dark themes. And as Sameoldji mentioned in a clip, A Humbling Experience, we have been having a complete blast playing this game. And as he mentioned, even more tellingly, we have been laughing all the way through it. So in other words, we've been laughing through a potential high school bombing and through the brutal interrogation of the person who planted the bomb. Does that make sense? But it does make sense. There are two levels of immersion going on in the game, and there is our incredible enjoyment of just how skillfully these archetypes are being brought together, and we're laughing out of recognition, and we're laughing out of the enjoyment of the other players' recognition. It's very much out of character. But at the same time, actions, reactions, dialogue, these are all very much in character. Now the situation is this, the player situation is this. Based on our different schedules, with one player in Finland, one player in Korea, one player in Quebec, and Carl in the US, time zones are extremely different. We have a 2-hour window to play. I play at 9 p.m. on Friday night, and Sameoldji and Carl are getting up at the crack of dawn, and it's the middle of the afternoon for Hammered Shitsteak. So we're literally scattered all across the clock, all across the world on 2 different days. So with that 2 hours, there isn't a lot of time to get into the kind of immersion where I only portray what my character would portray naturally. What I mean by that is, if I'm playing a character in a full mask where no skin is visible, the characters that are in the scene have enough experience with my character to get a sense of mood, of body language, of the muscular signs of frustration or whatnot, even though they can't read the expression on his face. But we don't have enough time in 2 hours to get to that level of me signaling them with body language what my character might be thinking or feeling. And so I say it. Also, we're playtesting the rules. Different situations sometimes need to be explained, and so rather than having rules discussions happen before or after the session, they do need to occur as things are happening. But we don't have to leave character for this. And so it really is a fun tightrope walk between sensing when a player is saying something in character and sensing when they're giving you an insight that your character would have if both characters were real in the same scene, and when we're laughing our heads off because that was really funny. All of this is a, an intrinsic part of this genre, this superhero, this comic book genre. The difference between what the characters say and what appears in the box text at the top of the frame. The rapid cutscenes, the moving through time, the starting and in one scene and moving very quickly through to, through its key points to the heart of the matter, and then moving on with decisive action. Um, every aspect of how this game is being run and played screams the superhero genre. It's been a treat. I really enjoy being able to play with players of this caliber who can make these shifts into and out of character that quickly and that distinctly. And I definitely appreciate playing under a game master who can provide a world that's real enough that you can, real enough in this comic book sense, that you can walk through it confidently, knowing that there's not a lot of questions that you have to ask in terms of how your character would feel about this, or there's not a lot of navel gazing about, I wonder if I should get involved. You understand. You're gripped by it. You're immersed in it, and it's moving forward like a freight train, and you have to decide now, am I going to save the day, or am I going to walk off and be a sheep like the rest of the normal people out there? It's excellent. I've played with a lot of people over the years in a lot of different play styles and a lot of different games. And one thing that I've noticed that I'm sure a lot of you have as well is that the way that a group appreciates a game can exist on different levels. And some groups will operate on one level or two levels or more. You hear a lot about the group that comes together much like any other hobby, same as bowling night or card night or board game night or whatever. This group enjoys the camaraderie, they enjoy the social level of the game. Frank loves the way that Joe plays his paladin. The events of the game, however, aren't moving them or aren't the primary means of entertainment. It's the way people play that is the source of entertainment. And personally, I found in my experience that this group is the most addicting, right? That group that you bond with, that you click with, you sit down, your pizza and donaires or beer and whatever, and playing the game and really get into that social experience of playing this game with your friends. There are other types of group, though, who, for them, the primary level of enjoyment is the story itself, right? And so they care less about who they're playing with as long as they play their characters well. And it's the characters that they want to interact with so that they can get at the story. And of course, you'll find some groups that focus on a particular system or a style or a genre to get their fix, or those who just focus on the acting. And of course, there are people that enjoy mix and match, and that's not really what this clip is about. But what I like so much about this Hangout Heroes game is that it's so successfully operating on two levels. One level is the almost out of character level, where the appreciation is of each other's, of our reaction, of our interactions as people, and our admiration for how the thing is being conducted. That's one level. We're enjoying the social experience of it. The other level is that this story is moving forward, and our characters are deeply involved in it, and we are involved with our characters. We're able, at the same time, to enjoy the preposterous situation that our characters have gotten themselves into, and we're able to focus with deadly seriousness on the situation that we are in.